Oh yes, step on me, Doctor! Welcome to Pygmalion's Folly. This is a murdersim where you have to survive a horrifying encounter with a twisted doctor. Don't let his cute demeanor fool you. He's more than willing to turn your insides out, and not always in the way you want. At least he loves you for your brain. Also, please do keep these content warnings in mind. The game does get quite intense. Hi? Your eyes snap open and immediately contract as they're assaulted by the harsh glare of fluorescent light. The oppressive thrumming of machinery pounds into your ears like a jackhammer. Hello there? Your captor's silhouette eclipses the cold light, bending over in front of you as he hooks you up to an IV drip, the bobbing of his Adam's apple right above your eyes. You remember him. He's the beautiful young man you met at the Halloween party, trying to forget about your troubles for a night. This time, instead of his Halloween costume, he's wearing a ghoulish face mask contorted into a shark-like grin, a grotesque distortion of his otherwise delicate features. Behind him, a 6-foot-tall brute of a man stands guard. The guard's skin is scarred and deformed, and his eyes are distant and milky. You survey your surroundings in a panic, try to figure out where you are. The room's sterile white walls are decorated with rusty old pipes, dirt, and water damage. Behind the doctor's desk is a set of stairs, no windows, no doors. Are you in a basement? Well, at least it looks better than Straits. You're awake. You jump, and that's when you realize you're held in place by restraints on your wrist, ankles, chest, and thighs. You're strapped to a bed, so firmly that the buckles don't budge with your movements. Each one bites into your skin, leaving red indents. A sickening dread sinks into you as you put everything together and look at the full picture. Is he the guy you've been tailing for months? Scream for help. Let me guess, Claude was a fake name? What are you gonna do to me? A great many things. His shoulders sag. Unfortunately, none you will enjoy. He reaches out and rubs your cheek with his thumb. I am not a cruel person, though. I do not enjoy suffering. I promise. I'll be efficient and methodical with my methods, and provide you with a swift, easy death. If you hate my suffering so much, you can let me go. He shakes his head, amused. You're not the first one that tried that line. But I still don't understand what's going on. Why the hell did you bring me here? I will get to the point then. I brought you here to be a part of my experiments. I am at a crucial point in my research where I need as many bodies as I can to refine my studies. Unfortunately, the authorities have begun to be alerted to my activities. That means I cannot retrieve any more for a while. He looks sour. For a moment, before he smiles at you, you could see the curve of his lips underneath his face mask. So, let's enjoy our time down here together, yeah? Wait. Experiments for what? Necromancy. As a means to life everlasting. His eyelids flutter. You understand now, don't you? Your death shall be one of the steps that elevates humanity from the humiliation of its mortality. Our lives are nothing but a wink in comparison to the true age of the cosmos. But if my research bears fruit, perhaps our species will finally be better equipped against the brutal onslaught of time. Is he serious? No, he is dead serious. That's the crazy part. He's more like some sort of Byronic hero in a 19th century novel than someone from everyday reality. But I've tormented you enough. The human body can only handle so many surprises in one day. He pulls off one of his velvety red gloves and checks your vitals. His skin is cold and clammy, but soft. You remember how he reached over to touch your hand at the bar while you were talking, and you stopped mid-sentence because you noticed the soft glow of the bar's lights in his black doe eyes. You can't help but flinch away from him now, but God, he's so pretty! It will be quite unfortunate if you go into shock tonight. Let's continue tomorrow. You blink. He turns his back to you. Good night. He leaves with his goon, disappearing upstairs. You have now been left alone in the doctor's basement. Take note of your current state in the lower right corner. It keeps track of your sanity, your health, and the doctor's patience. Many paths in the game are affected by how high or low these stats are. Keep your wits about you, and good luck, detective. You're left with nothing but the loud, persistent thrum of his machines. First off, you feel like crap. You have a splitting headache you suspect won't be leaving anytime soon. The last thing you remember is that shitty bar and that evil Twinks leather demon costume. You knew something was off. He kept buying you drinks. You just assumed it was because he was a rich European trust fund kid. Damn it. You used to taunt rookies that didn't pay attention, never thinking you would end up like this. Everything's been a blur since Emily disappeared. It feels like the whole world's been topsy-turvy. You take a deep breath and focus. You review what you've learned today. He mentioned he didn't like torture, but that might be worse for your survival prospects. Instead of being a person, you're just a slab of meat for him. Would it matter if he kept you alive? What about his goals? Magic, especially the one he's practicing, is mostly a forgotten art these days. As far as you're concerned, he's not going to create anything that has more impact than antihistamines. You wonder if he really is behind Emily's disappearance. It's hard to tell because the PD hasn't found a body. You're not sure if she really is dead. If it actually was him, you wonder what sort of deranged experiments he conducted on her. You have a bad feeling in your gut. Until you find irrefutable evidence, you want to hope. Well, you know one thing for sure. You're not going to get anywhere strapped to the stupid bed. You need to figure out a way out of here. You survey your surroundings. You wonder if there's anything here you should take note of. Ooh. Oh, point and click. Okay, let's look at the security cam. A CCTV camera. You should be watching it right now. I smile. You smile and wave at the camera. You wonder if he saw you. Hey, cutie! How are you doing up there? Okay, let's see. I want to look at the tools. A tool rack. Any of these would be good in a pinch. Right, what about this stack of thing over here? A pile of medical books and leather-bound journals. Any of these would be fantastic evidence at the station if you could get your hands on them. Okay, the computer. Oh, it's a TV. It looks like it's there to study the tapes. Right, what about the camera? Are we making a snuff film together? Judging by the display case, this is how he makes his tapes. Does he record all his victims? Oh, okay. I'm gonna look at a display case then. A cabinet full of VHS tapes. You haven't seen those in a while. You can't make out the labels, but they look like they're on there with masking tape with titles written in by a Sharpie. Okay, what about this thing at the corner? An operating table right next to your bed. It's steel and pristine. Well, at least we know he keeps things clean in here. Like, at least I won't have to worry about infections. Ooh, what about this? Is that a large freezer? 2 fridges. You shudder to think what he even has in there. Okay, I don't think there's anything else unless I unlocked something else I can interact with. Doesn't look like there's anything else, so end investigation. You think you have a good grasp of your surrounding now. What else can you do? I'm just gonna calm down. Why would I want to struggle? Why would I struggle, huh? I'm gonna calm down and sleep. I know how these games work. Doesn't seem like you can do anything right now. You try to keep a level head and decide to conserve your energy for tomorrow. Despite how chilly and unnerving this basement is, you go to sleep. Day 2. Footsteps. Each one creaks on the rickety stairs. You stir from your slumber. Oh! Hey, pretty boy. Rise and shine, my dear. My dear. It would be better if it was sarcastic, but there's a sincerity to it that repulses you. It's like overly ripened fruit, a mix of rot and sweetness in equal measures. Behind him, that damnable doll shuffles close by, ever the watchful guard. You've taken self-defense classes. You wonder, given the right circumstances, if you can take him. I don't think so, because self-defense classes, take into account that the guy's probably able to feel pain. I'm sorry. I've been out today. Usually I feed my guests much earlier, but I was preoccupied with business in town. Earlier? You can't even tell what time it is. It all turns into a blur down here. He checks your IV drip. Empty. He removes it, the needle sliding out from under the skin seamlessly. He leans in and gives you a quick checkup, his raven black hair trickling down your face. Up close, you can smell cold air and pine emanating from him. You're in the mountains? Despite your wishes, your stomach growls like a beast. Oh dear. You're probably starving, aren't you? I bet it must be uncomfortable, lying down for such a long time too. It is. Your body feels quite numb, especially how active you usually are. Your muscles are cramping. You hate this fake sympathy though. Why does he care? He checks your vitals with his soft hands again. You seem alright. Stable. Good. Let's keep it that way. He lightly pats your cheek. I bet you want to eat, but unfortunately, it must be postponed. You might vomit for this next part. He pulls back and snaps his fingers 3 times to wake his goon up. The ghoul rises from his stool like a well-oiled machine. Gustave, fetch Antoine, please. We will begin the repairs now. Repairs? The doctor plucks a hacksaw from the tool rack. He sanitizes it at his desk delicately with rubbing alcohol. You recoil. Your eyes dart to your own hand. Your palms are cold and clammy. Another figure shambles down the stairs behind Gustave. Like him, it's a man with stitches all over his body. Both of their eyes are lifeless, glazed over. He has more of these beasts? The doctor takes Antoine's hand into his own. It looks sewn on, and now the stitches have come undone, leaving it to dangle uselessly. Huh. Yeah. You're quite fortunate our new specimen has similar proportions. You've been out of sorts for a while. He seems to be talking to his doll, not you. Let's fix this soon, alright? He picks up a tape measure from his desk and measures from the doll's middle finger to his wrist. You watch this for a bit, entranced by the exchange, when you notice it. A tattoo on Antoine's forearm that you'll never forget is a sheep jumping over the moon, leaving a trail of stars behind it. The same dumb cartoon tattoo Emily got on her 18th birthday. Oh, mother! He really did kill her! You grit your teeth in rage, eyes bugging out of your head. You're so pissed off, you feel like you could leap out these restraints and strangle him. He goes over to you. Snapping him. Are you gonna give the hand to him? Or, don't say anything. I'm gonna go and, be a pathetic meow meow. Yeah. Some police officer pushed him down the stairs, and now many parts of his body have been out of sorts for quite a while. Isn't it terrible? Luckily, the offender was kind enough to donate a good amount of his own anatomy for the repairs. He pulls up a stool and a bucket and situates himself next to your hand. Like with Antoine, he measures the dimensions. Your hand twitches and balls into a fist in protest, but he opens it up and lays it down flat on the bed. Now. It'll hurt more if you struggle. He adds half an inch more to his measurements, as your hand seems to be bigger than Antoine's, your sister's. Alright. He marks the spot with a Sharpie. He brings his hacksaw up, situating it below your pulse, and starts hacking. Oh dear God! Ah, my hand! Each slice is worse than the last. Its serrated blade agitates nerve endings you never even thought you had. You scream until your voice turns hoarse. You can't even think. You only react to the impossibly overpowering pain. When he gets past the meat, he reaches the bone. It feels like your brain is reverberating in your skull from anguish, threatening to smash through its confines. Even death will be better than this. Okay! Finally, he rips through your skin on the other side like tissue paper and tugs your hand free. He plucks his prize from the bed, your bloody hand, perfectly sliced along his measurements. You can barely see it in your delirium, but he holds it up to the light and smiles proudly. Perfect. A clean cut. He gets up. You don't even know where he went. You're too busy greedily sucking in air, your chest rising and falling in desperation. Sweat beads at your forehead and trickles down your face. You feel uncomfortably cold. He sits back down and returns to work, hacking off some more meat and bone to shape your stump. It's worse in the second pass. Your flesh is so much more tender. You toss your head to the side, sobbing. He inserts a metal tube inside the meat, leading the other end into the bucket, and covers your stump with bandages. You are in so much pain. Your teeth are chattering. Your arm can't stop shaking. To cry? Throw up? I cry! You burst into tears, blubbering like an infant. It's a completely physical reaction. You didn't even know you could just break down like this. There. You'll get to eat soon, my dear. He combs your hair back. I hope whatever you're feeding me is rich in iron, because that's a lot of blood I lost! Shall I treat you? Something sweet, perhaps, for the pain? Oh, this goddamn! You spat at his direction, saliva mixed with blood. Perhaps I shouldn't have been so stingy with the painkillers, considering I need to keep you alive. You cough. You glare at his blurry outline. You think? One moment. The doctor leaves the basement. You're too weak to even struggle. Your head sways side to side, with even more bile rising up to your throat. You've never been in this much misery and agony in your life. You feel a swirling pool of deep hatred in your guts, aimed at the doctor, and more broadly, God himself. Nothing all-loving would let any of the events transpiring happen. Eventually, the doctor comes back with a tray of food and sits beside you. It looks like hospital food. 2 pieces of bread with jam, mashed potatoes, and 5 sticks of roasted asparagus. He has a cup of orange juice, too. Your stomach's been grumbling since yesterday, so you don't even know if you can eat. Yeah, of course I'm gonna let him feed me. In spite of your feelings, you know you'll need your strength. He undoes some straps around your torso and elevates your bed so you're at an angle. If you were stronger, you could probably hurt him and try to escape. But right now, you just want something to deliver you from the pain. God, why are you so pretty? The doctor delicately feeds you the items on the plate, one by one, being careful to wipe off the stains dripping from your mouth with a napkin. If you shut your eyes, you can just get lost in the taste and texture, the savory gravy of the mashed potatoes, the crunchiness of the asparagus, the unexpected sweet kiss of strawberry jam. He strokes your hair almost affectionately. In your despair, you lean into the comfort, even if it's from a man as crooked as him. There, my darling. It'll make the painkillers go down easier. To be honest, your stomach gurgles in protest with each bite, but at least it's helping your head feel less cottony. He places 2 painkillers on your tongue, and you drink it down with the orange juice. The sugar seems too scratchy on your throat right now, but the rush it gives you is euphoric after the torment you went through. Good. Good. You did such a wonderful job. I'll have Gustav change your bandages and give you painkillers in the night. You're on your way to a speedy recovery. He gathers up all the empty dishes on the tray. He straps you to the bed again, perfectly snug, and gets up. You feel like you're ready for sleep after the day you've had. He makes Gustav bring the tray up to the second floor and hooks you up to the IV. At the edge of your vision, you notice he leads Antoine to a corner desk to stitch his new hand into place. He snips off the old stitches and replaces the broken hand with yours. He covers it up with bandages and finishes it up with a tight knot. You're freaking horrified just witnessing this. It's your hand, sewed on top of your sister's. There we go. Light as rain. Antoine tests his new hand, wiggling the fingers and forming a fist. It looks natural, the way the muscles move and fingers bend. You're a little too big around the wrist area, but he's done a clean enough job attaching it that the shape looks natural. You and Emily, together forever, on this demented ghoul's forearm. What a screwed up concept. The doctor gets up with Antoine and turns to leave. Good night, my darling. He turns the light off. Skin? But I want to keep my skin! Can I please keep my skin? You wake up to the sensation of hot breath ghosting over your skin. Hi there. Your eyes blink open, and he's inches away from your face. What's he breathing on you? He doesn't have his mask on today. No operations today, I'm guessing? You're a bit shocked to see his bare face again, a porcelain doll so ethereal, he almost looks unreal. He just smiles at you as he presses the base of his coffee mug to your cheek. You flinch when the heat from the cup blooms on your skin, but it's nice. I keep the room at a low temperature to preserve my specimens. It must be so awful sleeping in the cold all night without a blanket. I have no plans outside, so let's spend some time together, okay? I get to date the doctor? He checks your vitals with his hand again. You seem alright, so you're running a small fever. That's normal. How are you feeling? Well, I'm fine. I mean, aside from the loss of my hand, I'm fine. I mean, it's just my left, I think. He smiles, looking mildly amused at your plight through gritted teeth. Ever the trooper, aren't you? You are quite the sturdy specimen. You don't seem to be in critical condition, so let's proceed, shall we? I'm sure you'd like to sit up. Lying down for 3 days straight isn't good for your bloodstream. He stands and flips off the lights. Oh. He starts setting up his large video camera. He has an archaic setup, but you think you know why he's doing it this way. Storing evidence of wrongdoing in a computer where it could easily get hacked is very dangerous these days. It's how most people get caught. He's a very paranoid killer. He keeps everything clean, maintained, and secured. Every last detail accounted for. All in its proper place. A man-made immune system. Hey, can you answer a question for me? No, I'm not gonna be rude. Are you the person who kidnapped my sister? How many people have you kidnapped in your lifetime? Why are you even doing this? You don't seem the murderous type. Whoa, why are you even doing this? I am not. If I could help it, I'd be making oil paintings in Florence or studying the collisions of meteors. But I was born unlucky. Brittle bone disease. The magic inherent in my lineage has weakened my physical form, so it chips away at my bones every year. They said I was lucky I survived my birth. They doubt I'd still be able to walk around at 35. I'm 28. Some days I can barely stand up. Aww! Do you understand what it's like to deteriorate at such a rate when you should be at your prime? He regards his hand, glaring at its wretched anatomy. I don't intend to die in this flimsy cage, and I'll use everything at my disposal to keep it from happening. Just as you feel like you've gotten a good grasp of his character, he throws you yet another curveball. You wish you could just hate him. You wish he was just evil. That would make this so much easier. He puts a seat in front of his large video camera. The seat looks like a torture device or one of those BDSM things. He snaps his fingers. Gustav? He points at the chair. Like a trained dog, Gustav undoes your bindings and picks you up in a heap. The doctor focuses on starting up the camera. There are some experiments I want to try today. Namely, magical techniques to carve flesh so I can hasten surgery. As Gustav removes your straps, you notice a unique opportunity. You're out of your bindings and the doctor's distracted. This may be your only chance. No, I'm gonna let it happen. Why would I make a break for it? I mean, hell, I don't think I can escape these two. 3 people, an unknown location, and 1 hand. Yeah, right, you'll try to escape? You're not that stupid. You let Gustav bring you to the screwed up chair. He straps your limbs down. As an extra precaution, he straps your torso to the backrest too. The doctor seats himself next to you and shines a lamp on your face. You flinch away from the light. Visual log 740. I'm with subject 377, Lion. Physically strong and able-bodied, but currently recovering from a hand amputation. The doctor opens up a black, leather-bound book. According to the writings of the occultist Belphegor, powerful mages are able to concentrate their magic into another host in what he refers to as God's creation tools. He speaks of being able to transfer one's magic essence from their hands, the ultimate human conduit, into the flesh of another and override their physical dominion. Through this, the practitioner is able to rewrite their genetic makeup and shape their DNA in accordance with their own image, exactly the way God carved Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Have you tried this before? Are you reading this for my sake? Are you going to carve me? Stay quiet. I don't know if I should stay quiet or ask. Have you tried this magic before? The doctor furrows his eyebrows as he recalls. Twice on a living subject. No visible results both times, though in the case of the second patient, his internal organs got rearranged, and he died the next day. That's not how I wanted to be rearranged today! That's not how I wanted my insides to be rearranged! Doctor, no! It was quite a shock. We had no idea why until I cut him open and found his spleen was right between his lungs. Is that going to be you? You shiver! He checks the camera, then fixes up the lighting to get a better look at your face. Right then. Let's begin. Doctor? Attempt number 1. He presses his fingers to your cheek. When he begins, nothing. You've never experienced magic firsthand, so you wonder if there's some sort of invisible trick you're not privy to. And then you feel it, webs of energy beneath your skin, pulsating in a rhythmic thrum, moving in tandem with your heartbeat. It's almost relaxing until... yeah, I'm getting dizzy. Your skin distorts into a spiral. Uzumaki! You feel the skin warp in real time. It feels folded together, pinched right at the center. The skin blocks your eyesight. It blocks your nostrils too, making it impossible to breathe. It pulls on the skin at the back of your head, dragging your scalp closer, far too thin at the back like a tight ponytail. You thrash in your chair, panicking. God! He slips a finger into the center. He prioritizes fixing up your nose, putting it back in place. You take a sharp inhale. Then he works the other folds out, massaging your lips and eyes into the right places. You pry open a squashed feeling eyelid, blinking to regain springiness, then peek at the doctor right in front of you. Then you look past him, seeing yourself in the mirror behind him. Even if he's pushed the skin folds back, you don't look like yourself anymore. Certain things are mishappen or uncanny, wrong in ways you can't put a finger on, and you know aren't right, aren't the same. He makes a few more attempts, twisting things and smoothing them out. He narrates his progress for the recording. I believe I can understand the arrangement of the organs underneath the skin through touch, but it's too dangerous to attempt any sort of procedure through this technique, especially since I navigate it about as well as a bull in a china shop. Finally, he wraps up the experiment. You try to catch your breath. You're not hurt in the traditional sense, but you find yourself more and more out of breath with these experiments. Hey, why are you even trying to learn this anyway? What are you hoping to achieve? He scratches his cheek. I believe if I can integrate the brain into another host as fast as possible, there might be a chance that the original can retain some of its sapience, similar to their original body. He makes a face, furrowing his brows, as if he just perceived an error in his statement. You can't keep up with this conversation. You feel like you're about to pass out. He turns to you and cups your chin. Too tired? Poor baby. What? Here, come, let me cheer you up, since you've been so well behaved throughout all of this. He slides onto your lap and wraps his arms around you. You look at him with wide eyes. You feel some lucidity snap back to you. You did such a good job today. Thank you for being such a good, sweet patient. He nuzzles his nose against yours. You have to admit, even with the experiments, the gentleness of his touch gets to you. I should not be falling for the doctor! He often jumps between the line of mad doctor and enticing lover at such breakneck speeds. It's like he's playing jump rope. He kisses you, and your breath hitches. Even with your deformed lips, he does so with incredible delicacy and skill, leaving your attraction to him pouring out against your will, a blessing and a curse. You can feel yourself getting hard. You can feel yourself get hard despite it all. He stands up a bit so he can straddle you, jutting his hips forward. You moan against his mouth, and he affectionately sucks on your lower lip, trailing kisses all over your jaw and neck. When he gets up, you're dizzy and breathless. You can't believe you really did that with your sister's killer. Let's get you something to eat. He leaves the room and comes back with a bowl of minestrone soup, 2 pieces of toast, and a glass of water. Can I eat by myself? Perhaps if you keep being good, but not tonight. He feeds you diligently. Once that's done, he pops 2 painkillers into your mouth. He makes you gulp them down. Drinking water again offers incredible relief, physical and easy and thoughtless. Now, let's put you to the bed. He whistles. Gustav! The hulking giant straps you back in. Tonight, he turns off the overhead lights, leaving you in the dark. You really need to start thinking of a way out of here. But what if I don't? What if I don't? You can feel your clock running out. Oh, it's day 4. Footsteps down to the basement. My dear, I believe I've reached a breakthrough. I was poring over my old video logs regarding Belphegor's teachings, and I think there are some functions of one's brain that... He sniffs at the air. He flips on the light switch. It looks like you've soiled yourself in the night. You didn't notice because you got used to the scent and texture in the dark. The doctor pinches his nose and gestures to you. Ugh, I never realized hygiene maintenance would be such a chore when keeping a subject for this long. I might as well get a dog. Gustav, tie their arms together and remove their clothes. Gustav undoes your straps. He takes off your top first and ties some rope around your torso, limiting your arm movements. Then he gets you up on your feet and removes your soiled pants and undergarments. It's gone so crusty that he has to peel it away because it's stuck, sticky, and half dry to your form. Oh no! The smell explodes into the room. The doctor covers his nose and mouth with his hand, using a grabber to pick up your clothes and put it in a trash can. Antoine, burn this outside, please. Antoine takes it and heads upstairs. Gustave, take them to the bathroom upstairs. Gustave shoves you forward and holds onto the rope as he leads you up the stairs while the doctor accompanies you. Ooh, his house is far quainter than you thought it would be. It's a cozy mountain cabin with shelves lined with books and a stately fireplace. There's a spot on the couch that looks worn down, recently used, with piles of paper all over the coffee table and a half-finished mug of coffee. You see a couple of diplomas on the mantel. Florentin Blanchette, bachelor's in biochemistry. Florentin Blanchette, diploma in general surgery. Is that his name? How strangely humanizing. Florentin? The doctor freezes. Yes, that's right. It's inevitable that you would find out, huh? We've been spending so much time together. The three of you gather around the bathroom door. Give them a quick shower, Gustave. What? Wait, what? Wait a minute. I mean, how can I say no? How can I say no to this? I need to try. Can you give me a shower instead? I mean, what can I do? You shrug and show off your bindings. He smiles almost fondly at your incorrigible antics. How terrible. You take advantage of my generosity once again. Whatever shall I do with you? Oh, anything you want, Doctor. You two enter the bathroom. Why is there a heart on the toilet? You watch the door close behind him, following Gustave's disappearing silhouette. It's just you and Florentin. You can't tell if you feel safer or more in danger. Enter the shower, darling. I'll attend to you in a second. Florentin kneels down and starts searching the cupboard. Now, where is my loofah? As he rifles through the cupboard, you notice a pair of scissors in the corner. No, I'm not gonna risk it, no. Your hand hovers over the scissors, then drops to your side. You glance at Florentin, who steps towards the shower, loofah in hand. What a prissy little thing! He plucks the shower head from the stand. Let's make this quick. You flinch when you first feel the hot water hit your skin, but soon enough, you start to relax. You never realized just how cold that basement was until you started to warm up. Despite his teasing, Florentin's methodical with the way he scrubs you down from head to toe with his soapy loofah. Don't you want to get clean too? He looks utterly taken aback by the suggestion, tilting his head as if pondering something alien and incomprehensible. You almost regret offering. You don't know what you're thinking. You loathe him, but he's also your only source of comfort down here, your tormentor and nurturer in equal measure. The two of you, together, away from every other living soul in the world. He hums as if contemplating it and looks you over. His dark eyes are almost black, irises swallowed whole by his dilated pupils. He's normally flirtatious, but you can tell his gaze lingers a little more than an innocent amount this time. He smiles and runs his hand up and down your waist. His voice is soft, breathy, almost lost to the trickling white noise of the shower. You smell like my soaps now. It's delectable. Should we? I don't see why not. There's a billion why nots, but your arousal... my what? But your arousal presses you forward, urgent and buzzing under your tongue, your fingers. I suppose you've been good lately. You deserve a reward. Open your mouth. Wait, what does he mean? You do as he says. He slathers some toothpaste on a brush and brushes your teeth. You can feel the mint dance in your mouth, relieving a great deal of dryness and ick from the past few days. He wants you squeaky clean, huh? You spit it out in the drain and gargle some water, watching Florentin as he undresses. He sets his clothes aside and tips his head up to kiss you. He seems enthusiastic about your taste and deepens the kiss, sliding his tongue over yours, wet and responsive. You shiver. You still can't believe someone this soft is so sinister. Even with your eyes closed, you can hear wet squelching. Florentin's preparing himself. You feel yourself get hot. Okay, I'm okay. I'm getting excited here. You push forward and press him to the wall, crowding him. He laughs. He lifts his slender leg up and hooks it around your waist. He's thin, but his thighs are still tantalizingly plush. He rubs your... Okay, I'm definitely putting this up on Patreon then. All right. That's enough of that. He washes the fluids away with the shower head. As he plucks himself away from you to put his clothes back on, you notice another opportunity to grab the scissors while he's occupied. No, I'm not grabbing the scissors. No thanks. He finishes up your shower. You hate to say it, but your head is starting to clear after having sex with Florentin. Also, yeah, in case anyone's curious, floor is the bottom if you're a guy. You keep glancing in his direction, and you feel a bit ill. This place is getting to you, you think. Actually, you've been like this since you met him. He dries you off with a towel and tosses it at your face when he's done, snapping you out of your thoughts. He laughs and fixes it up so it's over your hair. Gustav, let's get them dressed. You go back to the wretched basement again. Gustav gets you dressed up. You peek at Florentin behind him. He seems to be flipping through one of his grimoires. Are you hungry? Yeah, I am. I'm starving. Antoine? He backtracks and peeks up the stairs to address Antoine. He lists some food in French, which you don't quite catch. Antoine goes downstairs. Today you get a tray of scrambled eggs, ham and toast. For dessert, a strawberry tart with a flaky crust. And for drinks, you get a glass of water and another of orange juice. God damn, you taught your ghouls how to cook? Spoiling you, huh? Gustav, sit our friend down and shackle their neck to the bed. Gustav does just that. Florentin hands you a small plastic spork. You've been a good patient. Here. You make a face at it. Of course. You eat. The food and the pace helps you clear your mind. You're actually feeling okay after this and the shower. Florentin sits down at the edge of your bed, sitting next to your feet, grimoire in hand. He pats your ankle to get your attention. My dear, where do you think human sapiens comes from? You quirk your eyebrow at him. Perhaps that is too nebulous of a question. Do you believe in the human soul? I guess, yeah, maybe. Huh. Personally, I used to believe sapiens was nothing but chance in biology, but my experiments have shown me otherwise. I've familiarized myself with every inch of human anatomy, from head to toe. And, theoretically, I can construct a perfectly functional human from spare parts, like my dolls. I can make them eat, I can make them sleep, I can make them cry. I can make them piss. I can make them screw. He gestures vaguely. But really, the thing that makes them people, no matter how intact the brain is, the original host. He gestures to his own face, circling it with his fingers, the self. Is simply not there anymore. He snaps his book shut. After repeated failures, I started doing more research on the human soul. There are multiple interpretations across many cultures, but a repeated pattern I've been seeing is that, after death, the soul goes to another place amongst other souls. Some texts say limbo, others say heaven itself. Perhaps this is why it cannot return to the body. I had assumed before that this was simply a metaphor for decay. When we die, we become one with the earth. Our corpse nourishes insects, animals, and plants, continuing the cycle of life. This is why I was so focused on mastering flesh manipulation. I had wondered, if I could move brains more freshly, I could transfer consciousness as cleanly as an organ transfer. But you made me realize, what if these books are actually right? He looks at you, expecting a response. You're not following his implications. This all just sounds like crazy talk to you. I'll get to my point. I need to prove my theory. I need you to die. You stiffen up. Excuse me! Florentin stands up and starts messing with equipment from his closet door on the left, pulling out all sorts of bits and bobs with wires and machinery. As he untangles the cords, he begins talking. There are many reported cases of people who were clinically dead coming back with bizarre views of the afterlife. They talk about a bright light at the end of the tunnel. What if that was it? The divine beckoning you back into its bosom. He hooks up these soft pads to your skin. One screen shows your pulse, and the other your brain activity. I believe I've mastered my new abilities enough that I can pull you back. His eyes get distant, focused on this singular goal. I just need you to get to that light, so my magic can follow where it leads. You are quite frankly insane. How do you know I won't die? Can you let me go after this? How do you know I won't die? I'll be monitoring you closely. I just need you to be functionally dead for about a minute. My magic should be able to find its way to the source, and then... Now, I don't intend to lose you, so I will attach to you an enchantment that can pull you back. He goes over to his cabinet and pulls out a red ribbon. He gives it a kiss. As soon as his lips make contact with the fabric, you feel the air around you swell with his potent magic. He dips down and carefully ties it around your neck in a perfect bow. Unlike the leather straps, this was more velvety in texture. If you take this off in your dreams, it'll wake you back up. You guess you don't have a choice. He injects you with a dose of anesthesia. Your vision starts to swim. Now, my darling, sleep. Your eyelids get heavy before fluttering shut. You sink. Where in the hell? Why? Lion? Lion! Your eyes snap open, and you're face to face with Emily. Are you dreaming? No. You can see a little red ribbon trailing from your neck down to the floor, slithering towards somewhere. She shows you a piece of paper. It's a cartoon drawing of her tattoo. What do you think? Not bad, right? My friend drew it for me. She is so awesome. The sheep is me. You know, 'cause it's a prey animal. The underdog. She's jumping over the moon, so to reach her dreams means my fear isn't going to stop me no matter what. Are you even listening? It looks really awesome. It's kind of lame. Why not get something simpler? It looks pretty awesome. Wait, you didn't say that. You said... You sure you can take the pain? You're a bit of a wuss. Does it really hurt that bad? No. You can't psych me out. I'm getting it. Beauty is pain, right? I want to be cool like you. Your tattoos are always so sick. It's storming outside. You know what you're witnessing. How can you forget? All of your clothes are in a backpack over your shoulder. Emily's huddled next to you, pale-faced and shivering. The TV's playing a program nobody's paying attention to. You remember this man's canned baritone, but not anything he's saying. If you're not going to stop drinking, we're just going to go. Your mother is a shadowy silhouette on the couch, too intoxicated to process anything happening to her. You can barely make out her face. She's just a great, terrible looming beast, always in front of the TV, always lethargic and irate. All right, leave then. Pain in my goddamn ass. She slurs every word. You think your mother better than me? Then fine. She throws her bottle of vodka at you. It hits the wall, instead, shattering all over the floor. Emily whimpers like a wounded puppy. That hurts you the most. Go on! Get out of here! Bunch of frickin' ingrates. I'll be better off without you. All right, then. You thought there would be more closure after this. More regret. More goodbyes. You don't know, but real life isn't like the movies. You head out into the storm, sheltering Emily's little head with your waterproof jacket. Somehow it's better than the deceiving warmth indoors. He's so beautiful, you think, as you follow the curve of his exposed neck down to the collarbone. You know he's a man, but handsome doesn't fit. So you're an academic? He laughs, amused. Why do you find that so hard to believe? Yes, I study biochemistry. I want to get into the pharmaceutical industry and do research to bring new medicines to the market so I can treat sick people. Uh-huh. You guess he didn't lie. So what on earth are you doing at this trashy party? I do other things than study, you know. You grin. It's Claude, right? Oh, right. He called himself Claude at the time. Yeah, that's right. It's Claude. You two shake hands. You feel your vision spin in the air before you realize you're hovering over your own body in the bed. Florentin is right next to you, holding your arm and checking all your vitals periodically. Everything seems so slow, but you know it's just because your synapses are firing at light speed. Is this a hallucination? Or are you witnessing life as your soul? Oh. Wow, that's beautiful. You see a bright light in the sky above you, beyond the ceiling. It feels endlessly inviting. You thought you would be pushed there by an unknown force, but you swim up there willingly, because it feels right. You pass by a sea of glittering stars. This place is breathtaking. You don't think you've ever witnessed such beauty. You feel jubilant. The light at the end warms your cheeks, washing over you like sunshine. I understand! You get it. In here, there's no life. Without life, there's no anger, fear, sadness, or pain. Complete bliss. I understand! The thought flickers into your mind and flits. Oh, god damn! I need to do this again. I understand. This is your home. This is everyone's real home. You can finally go back to where you came from. I understand! It's not a light, but a giant crystal made of little clusters stuck together to create a whole. Your eyes widen as you take in the sight with your breath held in your mouth. If you look closely, you can see each individual soul, like bundles of fruit, blooming in a tree. Don't lead him here! An odd, layered voice speaks in a chorus that's projected directly into your mind. He can't go back here yet. All he'll do is... The choir speaks all at once. Take, assault, attack, steal, violate, pillage, plunder, consume. It's so loud, it feels like it's about to crush your mind completely. The ends of your ribbon turns into twin snakes. They shoot into the light with the fangs out, as if to swallow it whole. The twin snakes' teeth puncture and penetrate the white light of source, writhing deeper inside. It trembles in pain. Ugh! The thoughts are united as one. This is a deep, malicious evil. It would violate the natural order. Satan incarnate. Instead of floating, you fall instead. You wake up, gasping for air. The sound of various machinery in the room assaults your ears. You feel like you just stepped out of a deep pool, and your limbs are heavy. Your head is killing you. You don't feel so good. How was it, mon cher? What did you see? You try to recall what you saw. It's no use. It's all dreamlike impressions dancing in front of your vision. I remember a bright white light. That's it. I see. So not much different from what most people see. Still, it's remarkable how consistent that anecdote is for near-death survivors. I couldn't see anything, but I believe I can guide my magic back there, now that you've led the way. He kisses your cheek. Florentin is obsessed! Wait, what? Thank you for taking me there, my darling. He combs your hair with his fingers. Even with his words, you can't help but get the impression that you just did something irreparably evil. Now you can rest. Florentin decides to wrap up the session. He pushes the machines back into the corner to give you space. You feel so bad, but you can't verbalize what's wrong. It feels like it's your organs that are rocking back and forth. Every inch of your body feels like it's burning up. Your skull feels like it's throbbing, clenched tightly, like a rock, bearing down on your spinal cord. You feel seasick, even though your bed is completely still. Thank you for being so cooperative today, Lion. Good night. He flips the light switch off. You sleep like the dead. Day 5! Brain? Florentin's slender fingers curl around the end of your ribbon. He begins to tug. It hisses as it rips through your neck, untying the knot. As he continues to tug, the velvety red ribbon turns into skin, unraveling you until it exposes bone and sinew. Florentin, wait! Wait! You feel a cold hand on your neck, like getting jabbed with an ice pick. Your eyes snap open. Florentin's worried face is inches away from yours. Are those tears at the edge of his eyes? Lion. And then you notice your body. What's wrong with my body? You don't know how to describe it. You look grotesque. Your skin has sagged, your limbs have elongated, and your musculature has started peeking through. You're in terrible, terrible pain. What on earth did you do to me? No, it's not me, I believe it was my magic. He shakes his head. I hypothesized that your flesh started to fall apart after I kept exerting control. I never realized my magic was this fatal to anyone other than myself. Whoa, can you put me back together? Please? For the first time in your entire stay here, there's an expression of naked vulnerability in his face. I truly do not know. This level of mutation is, quite frankly, unprecedented. What's going to happen to me now? I'm not sure. I'm uncertain how long you'll last in this form. I'll need to see if your organs can function long enough to give me time to fix you. He gets his stethoscope and listens for your heartbeat. He makes a face. The resonator sinks easily into your flesh. There's just a cave in your chest. You notice the urgency in his diagnosis. He's always regarded you with a gentle but distant demeanor. Even when offering his warmest sympathies, you both understand that this dynamic would inevitably lead to your death. It was only a matter of how fast and how gruesome. But something has shifted. He doesn't want you to die. He breathes hard through his nose in frustration, peeling off his stethoscope and throwing it back on the table. Your organs are misplaced. I'll have to cut you open to see you. Wait, are you sure that's wise? He slides a hand over your cheek, cupping it, cold and tender. I won't cut you wrong. He injects anesthesia into you. He takes a scalpel and cuts you open through the middle. Oh, dear God. Okay. Are those my insides? I guess they are. Florentin swallows. There's a grave expression on his face that scares you. Well, how's it looking? I don't think you'd survive the night. It's a miracle you're even breathing right now. You grit your teeth. You shut your eyes, tears burning at them. So I'm screwed. I guess I've been screwed from the moment I woke up in your basement. Your composure cracks, then shatters. You're staring into the barrel of total annihilation, and you feel nothing but despair. How could everything end up so wrong? Florentin looks at you, sympathetically. He shuts his eyes, deep into contemplation. When he next opens them, his expression is calm, almost serene, but quietly burning. Determined. Shh. Hush, my darling. He leans down and kisses you on the lips. You gasp, inhaling his breath in the process. He uses the opportunity to kiss you deeper, more insistently. You're flushed when he pulls away. I'll find a way to fix you. He looks over your anatomy, a hand ghosting over the deformed flesh. We'll have to abandon this body, but it won't be the end. He pulls back, tucking loose strands of hair behind his ear. What do you mean by that? I believe I'm making enough headway into my research that I can do a full transfer if I can successfully preserve your head. You frown. You haven't learned how to preserve sapience yet. Are you trying to make me a doll? He shakes his head. His hands travel down to your Why? Why? Your face flushes. Florentin! Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, this is going on Patreon. God damn. I will bring you back. I will accept no other alternative. So you must rest easy. He sits up and wipes his mouth with the sleeve of his lab coat. Now. Okay. He gives you one last kiss before he injects a lethal dose of morphine into you. Florentin, wait! No waiting. I will act now. Just sleep. Until we meet again. Oh, but that's my brain! My brain! Okay! You survived. Till we meet again. Okay, now we're gonna be going through every other ending just so we can see what happens in the secret ending. Okay, so I'm going to scream for help. This choice doesn't really matter, just at the very start. It might be a death sentence, but you decide to take your chance. You don't know who might be around. You scream for help. The young man's eyebrows shoot up with amusement. He bursts into laughter before he starts screaming bloody murder with you. Ah! Why are you like this? Why are you so cute, my dude? He clutches his chest, looking wounded. They're killing me! They're stabbing me! Oh no! I'm being fatally wounded! I'm dying! Will some policeman or heavenly god above save me? Your voice dies in your throat, stunned into silence by the buffoonery of it all. How's that? Perhaps that is what you wanted to say? Unfortunately, there is nobody that can save you all the way out here. Out here would mean you're far away from civilization. Oh, screw me. That would be just your luck. I still don't understand what's going on. Why the hell did you bring me here? I will get to the point then. I brought you here to be part of my experiments. Skipping ahead. Okay. From what the doctor suggested, you're currently far, far away from people. What about cell towers? Radio? Could they even get here before he finds out you contacted anyone? Maybe it's better to assume you're on your own for this one. What about his goals? Magic. Especially the kind he's practicing is mostly a forgotten art these days. As far as you're concerned, he's not gonna create anything that has more impact than antihistamines and skipping right along. And yeah, I believe like the only thing that matters right now is just like, ooh, smile a glare, I'm going to glare. You don't want to give him the satisfaction of being a perfectly complacent guinea pig. You stare at it and flip it off. Good to know that my hand is still available. Let's see, what else is there? This, and this, okay. And the TV. I think I've looked at everything, so I'm gonna end the investigation. And apparently I'm supposed to struggle twice. You struggle against your restraints. If there's any hope of getting out of here, you need to free yourself of these binds. He's got him down to a science. You don't budge at all. You grit your teeth and slam your head back on the mattress in frustration. It's worthless. Okay, struggle again! Gah! You don't know why you keep trying! You shut your eyes, tears stinging at the edges, endlessly frustrated by this insurmountable situation. Okay. You don't know when it happened, but you fall into a dreamless sleep. And day 2, let's skip right along. And right here, I am not supposed to say anything, yeah. You don't know what to do. You can feel the fight draining out of you. You're frozen with fear. He pulls up a stool and a bucket and situates himself next to your hand. Can I skip right through? Yes, I can. And then I throw up. You throw your head to the edge of the bed, pale with sickness. He notices. Gustav! Before Gustav can keep up, you throw up on his floor. It splashes on the tarp first, but the chunks fly off in different directions. Your stomach's been empty since last night, so a torrent of pure liquid follows after. The lingering taste is acidic in your mouth. The doctor looks at the stain in horror. Gustav, clean it up. Perhaps I shouldn't have been so stingy with the painkillers, considering I need to keep you alive. You cough. You glare at his blurry outline, and we're skipping along. Gustav stays behind to clean up the I'm sorry, Gustav! You're too weak to even struggle. Your head sways side to side, with more bile rising up to your throat. You've never been in this much misery and agony in your life. You feel a swirling pool of hatred deep in your guts, aimed at the doctor, and more broadly, God himself. Nothing all-loving would let any of the events transpiring happen. Eventually, the doctor comes back with a tray of food and sits beside you. It looks like hospital food. 2 pieces of bread with jam, mashed potatoes, and 5 sticks of roasted asparagus. He has a cup of orange juice, too. Your stomach's been grumbling since yesterday, so you don't even know if you can eat. I'm going to refuse. He looks at you coldly. You will perish faster if you don't eat, but suit yourself. I doubt you'll keep it down if I force feed you. He makes Gustav bring the tray up to the 2nd floor and hooks you up to the IV. At the edge of your vision, you notice he leads Antoine to a corner desk to stitch his new hand into place. And let's skip ahead. He can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with this. You wiggle your body around, thrashing and gnashing your teeth. You're beyond reason. You can't take this anymore! Rah! You slam the top of your head against a metal headboard. Thud. The sound reverberates through the entire basement. Thud, thud, thud. Blood trickles down the side of your head. You cracked your skull. The doctor scrambles down the stairs. Stop this! At once! Thud. One last slam, and everything goes dark. You died. Your rage consumed you. Okay, for ending 2, we have to pick either the first or the third option. I'm just gonna scream because it's funny. And then, like, over here, we're supposed to smile at the camera, so I'm just gonna do just that. We're gonna end the investigation because I don't think any of this matters. I'm gonna struggle twice, and then, I don't say anything, and I throw up, and I take the drink. You shake your head. You feel like you'll just throw up if you eat. He pats your head. I understand. He places 2 painkillers on your tongue, and you drink it down with the orange juice. The sugar seems too scratchy in your throat right then, but the rush it gives you is almost euphoric next to the torment you went through. I'll have Gustav give you painkillers in the night. You did well with the surgery. Good job. He gathers up all the dishes on the tray and gets up. You feel like you're ready for sleep after the day you've had. He makes Gustav bring the tray up to the 2nd floor and hooks you up to the IV. At the edge of your vision, you notice he leads Antoine to the corner desk to stitch his new hand into place, skipping right along. He can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with this! You wriggle your body around, thrashing and gnashing your teeth. You're beyond reason. You can't take this anymore! Rah! You slam the top of your head against a metal headboard. Thud. The sound reverberates throughout the entire basement. Thud, thud, thud. He'll stop you. You're sure of it. You have to make this quick. You shut your eyes to focus. You wriggle your head back, ready to slam it again, but he catches it in his palm. When did he get here? Oh no. You're suffering, aren't you? My poor dear. You think? You hyperventilate, spittle flying from your mouth. He receives your rage with nothing but grace and compassion. I understand. Perhaps it was much too cruel of me to keep you around while you're in such a state of pain. He hugs you close, wrapping his arms around you. I'll take all your rage and grief, Let it out. Let it out. You want to get angry and hurt him, but the fight melts out of you as he cradles you in his gentle embrace. You're touch-starved and lonely. You break down crying as he rubs your back and soothes you. He pulls away and rummages through his desk. You can't see what he's holding until he brings it up. A long metal instrument with a sharp end. He sterilizes it with alcohol. You don't have to make it worse for yourself. I can fix it. What do you intend to do with that? Gustav undoes your straps and holds you in place. You're in too much pain to run or rage against your captors. I have a bad feeling about this. The doctor situates himself behind you, tilting your head up to the light. He directs the sharp end of the fine instrument right in front of your eye. Your eye contracts, focusing on the doctor's blurry face one moment, then at the perfect, sterile needle point, the kindness of steel. Don't worry, my dear. You won't have to concern yourself with questions like that anymore. What do you do? He was right. Days pass. The doctor rips you open and performs a number of terrible medical procedures on you over the course of the next few days. You are contorted, irreparably, into a shape you no longer recognize, and experience flavors of pain you've never felt before, raw and merciless, down to the deepest roots of your nerve endings. You are an animal, a lab rat. No, lower than that. You're meat. You reach the end of your use to him, and he informs you very softly that he'll be putting you to sleep soon. You're not scared. You don't worry about petty things like that anymore. You died. No more worries. No more pain. Wait, was that the lobotomy ending? Oh, God. Okay, now we're going for ending 3. Let me guess. Claude was a fake name. How astute. I don't need any police detective to have my real name on record. You can call me Doctor. He brings a finger to his lips, like this is your dirty little secret. Only a pretend one, though. I've no intentions of upholding the Hippocratic Oath. A pretend doctor? Is this some sort of game to him? I still don't understand what's going on. Why the hell did you bring me here? I will get to the point then. Okay, I know. The smiling doctor, the urban legend, is real. You wonder what it says about your dating preferences that he's the guy you've been flirting with all night. Ugh. I think everyone on this channel already knows what my dating preferences are. What about his goals? Magic, especially the kind he's practicing, is mostly a forgotten art these days. Got it. Okay, so apparently it is important to interact with everything. Like while you're here, I'm just gonna smile for the funnies. Yoink and yoink, and yeah, I'm going to end my investigation. I think I've clicked on everything. I just want to double check. End the investigation. Okay, so I'm supposed to calm down and sleep, so I'm gonna do just that. So yep, yoink. Doesn't seem like you can do anything right now. Skipping right along. And apparently this choice doesn't quite matter. I'm going to see what happens if I snap at him. You jolt your body forward to stave him off, gnashing your teeth. You're racked, indescribably, with rage and grief. You want to rip his freaking head off! He sighs. He grips the base of the hacksaw and smacks it right in your face. You feel the impact on your nose, the ringing concentrated at the bridge and spreading to your head in a throbbing migraine. Stop it. Don't make me bring out the tranquilizer. Wait. It said it doesn't matter, but I feel like it matters. I struggle more. I'll kill you! You snap at him for coming close again. Terrible. Just awful. Now you're not having dinner tonight. If you don't eat, you're going to feel much, much worse tomorrow. He pulls out a syringe. You recognize the substance from your first aid kit back at the station. Ketamine. Enough to knock you out too. You grit your teeth. He gets up close and injects it into your arm. You start to feel woozy against your will. The world blurs and pulls out of focus. Best! See where actions have taken you high again? Good night, my little brat. Aw, I'm his little brat. He gently closes your eyelids. You don't remember what he does next. Day 3. Okay, you wake up to the sensation of hot breath ghosting against your skin. Okay, whatever, I've seen all this. How are you feeling? Your eyes snap open, wide awake with a jolt. You remember what happened last night. You crane your head to peek, and it's just as you suspected. Your hand has been sawn off. It's covered in bandages now. It feels like it's throbbing underneath the gauze. Your head. Well, okay. Does this matter? I'm not sure. I feel like shit thanks to you. The question annoys the shit out of you. How could you possibly be fine with any of this? Are you really asking? I'm missing my hand! He retains his smile, but his eyes grow much colder. But you're not feeling any pain, are you? You pause. There's a brief tingling in your stump underneath the bandages, but there's no pleasure. He likely gave you painkillers in the night. There's still an odd underlying sensation. If you don't think about it, you feel like you can move your fingers. You don't seem to be in critical condition, so let's proceed, shall we? I'm sure you'd like to sit up. Lying down for 3 days straight isn't good for your bloodstream. He stands up and flips off the lights. What? He starts setting up his large video camera. He has an archaic setup, but you think you know why he's doing it this way. Storing evidence of wrongdoing in a computer where it could easily get hacked is very dangerous these days. It's how most people get caught. He's a very paranoid killer. He keeps everything clean, maintained, and secure. Every last detail accounted for. All in its proper place. A man-made immune system. Hey, can you answer a question for me? And I'm gonna skip right along. Okay, I don't know if this matters. Apparently these choices don't matter, so I'm gonna go with, are you the dude who kidnapped my sister? That depends. I've killed hundreds of people. Which one is your sister? EpyksLion. The university student? So it's right! You killed her! You bastard! Perhaps. It was nothing personal. My doll simply plucked her off the street and took her to me. You grind your teeth, taking tense, strained breaths. If it's any consolation, I'm sorry. I wish these events didn't unfold the way that they did. Why? I know the devastation of losing a family member intimately. He lingers on what he said for a moment, as if he's deliberating on whether he should admit something. And perhaps you may see it as nothing but simple manipulation, but I did genuinely enjoy our time at the bar. You were so handsome. All I could think about the whole night was how much I wanted to kiss you breathless. You stop. Your spite is replaced with, you don't know what. The memory of him laughing melodically as he presses his head to your chest assaults your mind like an unwanted intruder. You feel your cheeks flush. Could it possibly mean that? Just as you feel like you've gotten a good grasp of his character, he throws you yet another curveball and I skip right along. And right now, I'm gonna make a break for it. It's now or never. You remember your self-defense training. You try to slip away. You crash back to the ground, but Gustav clamps onto your shirt and pulls you up with him. You try to shove him off. He twists his head to you and looks you directly in the eyes with nothing but killing intent. The unadulterated purity of it is shocking. Something you've never seen from a human being. Wait, Gustav! Gustav grabs you by the hair and slams you onto the table, pulverizing your skull into ground beef in an instant. Error. Adjust default setting. Wait, what do you mean? Okay, so ending 3. I just remembered something. I was supposed to say, are you giving my hand to him instead of snapping? That was ending 5. So yeah, are you gonna give my hand to him? Okay, we've already seen all this. And for now, let's see. This doesn't matter. So just for the funnies, I'm gonna throw up again. Okay, and I'm gonna let him feed me. In spite of your feelings, You know you'll need your strength. Skipping right along and over here. It doesn't matter. I feel like crap. He cups your chin.
Oh, poor darling. It's always hard on the first day. You don't seem to be in critical condition, so let's proceed, shall we?
Okay. Let's see. Ooh, this also doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go down the question about whether he kidnapped his sister again. You're just lying to make me feel better.
I have complicated feelings about the nature of my work. I don't have to lie.
Just as you feel like you've gotten a good grasp of his character, he throws you yet another curveball, and I'm gonna make a break for it, run along. You slip out of Gustav's arms. Before he can grab you, you circle the table, playing a little game of cat and mouse with a big dolt. You escape Gustav and sprint towards the doctor at full speed. Slam his head! He tries to evade, but you dash across the room and slam the top of your head into his chest, knocking him against the right side wall, below his tool rack. The doctor covers his face with his arms by instinct. He's weak and small like this, and his gritted teeth suggest he's fearing for his life. Oh! Well, this is a position. You grab a handful of his hair, so you can smash his head against the wall. He looks up at you with a terrifying calm and circles your wrist with both hands. Immediately, your flesh starts to expand. The meat breaks out of the skin, ballooning more and more. The swelling climbs up your arm, like disgusting boils filling with watery pus layering on top of each other. It reaches your neck, then your head. You feel your cheeks swell as well, before popping outward like a pufferfish. Air floods your mouth. It expands up to the roof, compressing everything above it. Your eyeballs get flattened. They spurt out of your sockets, all mushed up like jello. You feel them seeping down your cheeks. You can't see anything. Your head continues to inflate like a hot air balloon, 5 times bigger than its normal shape. Ugh! It reaches its limit. Skin stretched into thin, skull breaking apart in shards and explodes in a grotesque celebration of blood, flesh, and pus. You died. The secrets of flesh manipulation. Most of my choices here are more or less the same, as if like I'm trying to survive and actually like appease the doctor. How many people have you kidnapped in your lifetime?
376. 77 now.
He scrolls down the number on the videotape.
Yeah, I've had to move country several times before the authorities caught on. I suspect I'll be moving again soon.
He says his words with a degree of robotic coldness. You wonder if he really is that cold, or if his true feelings are tucked away under a protective shell that he can never let himself examine if he has any hopes of continuing this brutal work. Then again, maybe he's just numb. Any actions become repetitive over time if you do it enough. You wonder what it does to one's head, snuffing the life out of other sentient eyes over and over again, while they cry and beg. Whatever. Just as you feel like you've gotten a good grasp of his character, he throws yet another curveball, skipping right along, and then I make a break for it, or grab the tool and use the doctor as a shield. He tries to evade, but you dash across the room and slam the top of his head into his chest, knocking him against the right side wall, below his tool rack. The doctor covers his face with his arms by instinct. He's weak and small like this, and his gritted teeth suggest he's fearing for his life. You acquire these 3-sided tool overhead with your teeth. Maybe if you use them as a human shield, they won't risk attacking you. Oh my god, okay, I know that I'm in a precarious situation right now, but he's too pretty like this. You grab him by the hair and drag him up to his feet. He stumbles forward, attempting to grab you. You snatch his wrist with one hand and keep his hands locked behind him. You point the tool clenching your teeth to his neck and start backtracking up the stairs. Gustav approaches you cautiously, like you're a wild animal ready to snap. You poke the sharp end against the doctor's delicate throat, pressing into the skin. You want to see how deep I can sink this into him? Before you get me, you big lug? Gustav, please, listen. Don't come any closer. You climb the stairs backwards, each step slow, so as not to provoke Gustav into hostility. The doctor swallows. You can feel his racing pulse. When you're this close, he's just as mortal as you are, if not more so.
What will you do to me now, dear? Are you taking me to your police station?
I stab him! No. A monster like you shouldn't be alive. He spears the tool into the pale stretch of his throat, penetrating into that rabid heartbeat, burying it about 2 inches deep. His blood gushes out. You can feel him choke. You release his wrist and slam the tool in deeper with your palm until it pierces through his Adam's apple. He gasps at the air fruitlessly. He steps forward and falls down the stairs in soft clunks, limp and face down on the ground. Beautiful raven hair, like a dark halo above his head. Blood streams out of the wound like a river. You did this. Immediately, his dolls swarm you. They looked strong, but you severely underestimated how strong they truly were. They're well beyond the viciousness of average humans. They easily overpower you tenfold. Gustav twists your legs from your knees, hearing that horrifying crunch before ripping it free from the joint. The pain is too strong to even react to process. You don't scream. As they reach down to rip your head from your neck, the doctor's hold on them finally dissipates, and both dolls collapse to the ground, empty of all will. For the first time, you are completely and utterly alone. The hollowness of the house expands on all sides, endlessly. You're badly injured. You can't even walk now, with both of your legs gone. You crawl up the stairs. Even just your cracked ribs pressing against the hard wood are making you cough up and hack out blood in pathetic, thick, dark red clumps of spittle. Just a little more. You reach the top of the stairs. You can't go any further. You died. Close, but no cigar. Alright, we're going for ending 7. We will get to ending 6 in a bit because I don't know how long that one's gonna take. So I'm gonna make a break for it here. Okay, and now I'm supposed to let the timer run out. The doctor dodges your tackle, and you crash into the far metal cabinet, punishing on impact, laughing at you in your futility. Your body feels like one big gaping wound. It's ringing with pain from head to toe. He kicks you so you're on your back, and brings his heel onto your neck. Hi! I mean, you know what? I think this is worth it. I mean, having the doctor, step on me, I could die happy now. There's nothing but contempt in his eyes. I should crush your windpipe for this attempt. He grinds the heel into the center of your neck, just enough to bite, as if seriously considering. Oh, you sputter. Okay. I don't mind a little bit of rough play, but come on, Doc. This is a little much. Gustav picks you up from your heap on the floor and brings you to the chair. After that whole miserable escapade, the doll straps you to the operating table. You're right back where you started. You stay there in the chill darkness for a few hours, sitting with nothing but your thoughts. There is a heaviness in the air originating from the mutual understanding that, with this egregious transgression, there will come an equally harsh punishment. You are simply waiting for the axe to drop. The doctor returns to the basement, having freshened up after your antics. He's wearing his dark lab suit and face mask. Despite the mirth of the logo, there's only hostility in his eyes. It was a mistake to keep you in such a big piece for so long. I know how victims think. They get it in their little heads that they can escape. Perhaps you'll finally accept your situation once all hope is snuffed from your eyes. He picks up his hacksaw. This will hurt. He brings it over to your left knee. You tremble from head to toe. You remember how excruciating it was the last time? Still, also horrifyingly fresh in your mind, already too real before it begins. You can't help but flinch every time he brings it close. Recent memory overlaps with present in searing, blood-drowning symphony. Okay, he saws on both your lower legs and your remaining hand. It goes on for hours. You almost black out from the pain, but aren't given that mercy. You think you went into shock. You certainly vomited and pissed yourself, but the doctor continued to carry forward with his mission, allowing no interruptions, spite guiding his cruel ministrations. He's foregone all hygiene and procedures, and simply let the scraps scatter over the top below, covering it in meat chunks and bone shards and blood. So much blood. When he finishes, he wraps all your new stumps in tight bandages. It has a finality to it. What the hell? What the hell? You'll never escape this wretched place no matter how hard you try.
You're ruined.
Oh, wait. Hang on. Okay, so, you know what I said I was going to get to ending 6 later on? Apparently I can get to it now, so I'm going to keep surviving. You tried to power through the agony. Before you stopped being able to form coherent sentences, you told the doctor you suspect you might have an infection. He puts you on antibiotics over the next week. In a few days, you make a speedy recovery. Oh!
You know, I'm starting to really enjoy your company. You're very adorable. You're small and weak, so I enjoy caring for you.
You suppose that makes sense, now that you've been reduced to nothing but stumps. You're a shadow of your former self. You wouldn't recognize yourself in the mirror. You're too far gone to know if it's better or worse. It's just different. It will always be different.
I would like to keep you, I think.
What? It turns out he was quite serious about it. You adjust to your new life as his darling baby. He has Gustave and Antoine feed you round the clock and change your diapers. Florentin, his name apparently, is a moody and capricious captor. On one hand, he torments you constantly, degrading you and humiliating you because of your current state, mostly in jest but always hurtful. Some days he even hurts you physically with his magic, using you in his dangerous experiments and not always able to reverse it. You have nothing but a horrifying distortion of your old face. You recognize the foundations of your features, but you look younger and more doll-like, almost unnatural. When he's feeling loving, he styles your hair. He grows it out because he thinks it's cute, and cuddles with you on the couch as he listens to classical music in the living room. You learn about his favorites, Debussy, Bach, and Chopin. You let the melodies transport you to places far, far away from here. It's the only way you can stay sane. Oftentimes, he falls asleep next to you before you reach the end of his vinyl records. Sometimes you think about killing him, but then you wonder, with what? You can't do anything! Truth be told, time has sanded away your fighting spirit. Your hope and despair has been dulled into nothing, but a silent acceptance of your new, twisted reality as Florentin's treasured doll. You survived, his beloved companion. Okay, so now for ending 7, we just need to give it up. You've been in agony for days. You don't know if you can power through this pain. You think your wounds are infected. You're not sure because you can't see them. Your fever has spiked dramatically. Your vision has worsened too, reducing everything around you to a soft blur. The doctor attempted to check your cognition several times before he decided it was a bust. You're incoherent, and your body is no longer useful to him because sick people can only make rotten meat. Next thing you know, he's injected you with a fatal dose of morphine. Everything melts into a beautiful haze. Your eyes flutter shut one last time. You don't wake up. You died. You succumbed to the fever. Okay, so right now, like, most of these endings, like, generally being a good victim is the way to go. But I'm gonna ask, like, why are you even doing this? You don't seem the murderous type. And then I'm supposed to let it happen. And then, you can either ask, have you tried this magic before? Or are you reading this for my sake? So let's see what happens if we ask this. He smiles at you, eyes crinkling.
Partially. He sets the book aside, but partially to prepare myself for my attempts today. I've made headway with it a few times, but theoretically, I should be able to carve the entire body. You glance at Gustave's face. There are unnatural tracks all over his cheek and lips. Is that the doctor's work? He checks the camera, then fixes up the lighting to get a better look at your face. Right then, let's begin.
Oh boy.
Attempt number 1.
He presses his fingers to your cheeks. Okay, skipping right along. And okay, over here. Can you give me a shower? And okay, and now we grab the scissors. You grab the scissors on the sink with the edges of your fingertips. A risky maneuver, but worth it. He notices. Despite your limited reach, you snip off some of the rope before Florentin can get to his feet. His hand snaps forward, about to grab your face. He kind of looks like a JoJo here. Grab his wrist. You snatch his wrist before his hand makes contact with you. Before he can retaliate with the other, you smack it away with your stump. The bandages block the direct skin contact he requires to pour out his magic, seeing that your reaction time is much faster than his. You yank his arm down and use the momentum to grab his other wrist, locking them both together. He's much smaller than you, so they fit into your larger hand perfectly. He twists his arms around, fingers writhing and trying to latch onto any patch of your skin, but he can't reach you. There's a panic in his eyes that you both understand. He's completely at your mercy. He attempts to call his dolls, but you shove his wrist up, colliding his palms with his mouth and knocking it against his teeth. His screams are now trapped, muffled. I kill him. This is your best and only opportunity. You've waited so long, lost so much, tolerated humiliation after humiliation, gained his trust, let him confuse you. Oh, dear God! You use all of your force to smash his head into the mirror. It shatters on impact. His skull cracks open from the back. The shards gore into his head and body, slicing it open in different places and embedding into his skin. He dies instantly. You're sure his dolls will look for him now, after that awful noise. You lock the door. Just as you predicted, Gustav pummels the door wildly, trying to get in. It sounds like a battering ram, specifically from RPG Maker. Shards of wood are flung through the air as he brings down another kick. You need to think. Wait, what? Pipe, where? What pipe? Pipe! Where do I find a pipe?
Okay, apparently the pipe is somewhere. Okay, it's in the cabinet. I found a pipe. Axe in the bathroom.
Okay. Gustav finally managed to kick down the door. The two of them jump you, enraged by the death of their master. Gustav attempts to rip off the skin of your face with his teeth, but you shove the metal pipe in his mouth and steer him away like an undisciplined dog. Antoine tries to flank you from the other side, and you shove him away with your stump. You stumble past their swings, but Gustav grabs your foot on the way out. You're pulled down, red lines streaking all over your tender skin from his sharp nails. Antoine tries to jump you while you're down, but you smack him away with your pipe, knocking him towards the sink. It smashes on impact. Huge chunks of porcelain fly all over the place. You cover your face and get debris flying against your skin. The pipe underneath bursts and gushes everywhere. You kick Gustav up and crawl desperately out of the slippery bathroom, barely able to get any purchase from all the leaking water. You get up. You look behind you. Quiet. Both dolls are slumped on the ground, lifeless. You try to catch your breath. Is it really over? After cleaning out the kitchen sink, you find some clothes that fit you in Florentin's bathroom. Well, bedroom. You suspect that he has a whole wardrobe of clothes meant for potential dolls, so you find one that fits your body type. You linger a little too long in front of a framed picture of Florentin. He's sitting at the edge of Trevi Fountain in Rome, wearing a loose cardigan. It's bright out, and he has a look of serene warmth in his face, caressed by the light, a rosiness to his round cheeks. He fits in with the scenery, almost seemed to be made out of carved white stone, but he's too soft for that. It gives him away, something fleeting, in front of something everlasting. Next to that is another framed photo, older, of a woman with glamorous blonde hair. She's posing with a small boy that you immediately recognize as your doting doctor. That same little smile, gentle
Maybe a bit cheeky. Happy, you think. He has his hair cut in a blunt bob that leads somewhere between silly and cute, and the sweater he's wearing nearly swallows him up. The more you look at the woman, the more you see the resemblance between them. The same eyes, the same skin, an elegant beauty mark. A family member? You take a couple of journals and videotapes from his basement and leave the mountain cabin using the car outside. You plan on reporting the incident back at the station. Hopefully, the forensics team can begin to shed light to questions you've been asking for a long time. You survived. The killer dies. The hero survives. Roll credits. Okay, for ending 9, we're just supposed to let the timer run out. Okay, man, I should just let the timer run out in the first place. Gustav finally manages to kick down the door. All at once, the two dolls block your exit and maul you. You have nothing to protect yourself with, so you're powerless. They rip you apart, limb from limb, ruthlessly and without mercy. Gustav stomps on your head and smashes your skull in. You died. Dogs without a leash. Apparently for ending 10, it says that I should ask, have you tried this magic before? We've already gone through this. And right now, can you show me instead? Okay, grab it, grab his wrist, I kill him, I grab the scissors, and then I exit the bathroom. Gustav finally manages to kick down the door. You try to fight him off with the scissors, snapping the blades at him like a crocodile brandishing its teeth. Gustav catches your attack with the palm of his hand. You slice through the rotten skin, and it bleeds out black ichor. But his stride towards you doesn't stop. He grabs you by the wrist and stabs the scissors blade into your own throat. You sputter out blood. You collapse on top of Florentin's gored corpse, lifeless. The dolls follow you soon after. You died. 4 corpses rotting. Okay, now we're supposed to click on the window. It looks like it's too small, but maybe if you squeeze hard enough, you can slip through it without the dolls noticing. You attempt to climb out. Head and shoulders. It's good until your rear end gets stuck. No! My dumpy is too thick! My dumpy is too dummy thick! You're kidding me! So much for advocating for leg day. You wiggle around, trying to see if the movement can break you loose, but it's no use. The dolls knock down the door. They grab your ankles and pull you down onto the towel. Oh... Okay, not so slippery. Okay, so apparently for ending 12, we are supposed to struggle twice. Okay, yoink, yoink. And now, are you gonna give my hand to him? I cry, and I let him feed me. I'm fine. And, why are you even doing this? And then I let it happen. And why, have you tried this magic before? I don't think he has. Your head sways from side to side. Lion. Emily? You're gonna die. Emily! Where are you? I'm in the freezer. You know I'm in the freezer. Come. Join me. You feel a cold chill graze your face. Your exhaustion catches up to you, and you're lulled to sleep. Okay. Footsteps down the basement. Skipping right along. Can you give me a shower? And I grab it to free myself. Grab his wrist. Assault him? The hell you mean? You had enough of him toying with you. There's a world of difference between you two, but right now, he'd be so easy to grab. So easy to destroy. You yank him down and shove him to the ground, flattening his hands underneath him. Florentin gasps. He wiggles his lower body around, trying to escape from your weight, but you sit on his thighs and pin him down. What on earth are you doing? Shut up! You lean over and use the forearm of your stump arm to keep him pinned, face smashed against the tiles. You pull his pants down. Why is this a thing I can do? Okay, but clearly this has to go on Patreon, and I will be adding a disclaimer, like, before this scene happens, because, like, I am deeply uncomfortable with this. You know he's not going to let you go off without punishment if you don't do something before the shock wears off. Florentin stares at you in complete outrage while he's catching his breath. You know he's going to make you pay for what you've done. It takes him a bit to get on his feet. He looks visibly hurt from how you've used him. He's clutching his sore arm. It looks like it's been dislocated around the joint. He rushes you with animalistic rage behind his eyes and wraps both of his hands around your throat. You feel his magic flood your insides like a dam has been broken. There's too much. It fills more space than you can bear. You try to pry him off, but your arms freeze. Killing you would be far too kind. You're vermin, and now you will live as such. Your body begins to morph. The skin on your waist and ribs juts out, connecting to your arms in a thin web. It grows thicker and thicker, pulling your arms down and melding them to your body, plastering your hand and stump to your hips. Your flesh is like glue and clay. Your neck shrinks into your body, leaving only your face above your shoulders. Your legs lock together too. It makes you lose balance and sends you to the ground. You barely register the pain, to focus on the reorganization of your anatomy, twisting and squelching and stretching and crackling. You wriggle around on the ground like a worm. You begin to shrink. As you shrink, you realize you have too many bones to keep shrinking, so your jaw dislocates. You begin to spit out your unnecessary bones, one by one, until you're about the size of a medium dog. Afterwards, stringy sinews of skin creep up and cover your lips to keep it shut. You regrow tiny, flappy legs underneath your bulbous slug body. They're boneless and largely decorative. Ow! I have become a little worm. Honestly, with what I did, well deserved. Well deserved. Florentine picks you up and cradles you up in his arms, stroking your segmented back like you're a baby. He brings his lips close to your ear holes. I will keep you like this, in humiliating agony, for the rest of your pitiful life. He kisses the back of your head, exits the bathroom, and opens the kitchen back door that leads outside. You squint as you see the sun for the first time since you were taken. This is what you wanted, is it not? Then go. He drops you on the ground. You slam onto it, feeling sharp pain ring throughout your body. There's nothing inside of you to break the fall. You start crawling into the wilderness. There are two paths in front of you, one that weaves deep into the lush forest, take you further into the mountains, and another that leads down a cliff overlooking a river. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna make a save here. I go into the forest. You crawl into the forest. The itchy grass scratches your exposed skin like sandpaper, but you persevere. You manage to crawl off the property around sundown. You're exhausted. You go to sleep. You wake up to sharp teeth biting into your tender flesh. It's a bear! It uses its massive paw to hold you down, scratching the delicate flesh of your underbelly open and digs in. You died. Bottom of the food pyramid. Okay, I'm gonna go down the cliff. You gingerly try to go down the cliff. You tumble down instead. Your elastic, rubbery flesh mass bounces around like a ball, hitting rocks and debris on the way down. You crash into a tree. It leaves you too dizzy to save yourself from falling into the river. You plop into the water. A fat air bubble escapes your nostrils. The current is much faster than you anticipated. God! You get swept up by the tide. You spin around in the water, try to grab at rocks and driftwood for purchase, but it's no use. Not with your useless stubby limbs. You drown in the river. Sleeping with the fishes. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and go for the last choice here. Once the door closes, you get a chance to reflect. You're a monster. No, worse than that. You're some sort of phallic, worm-like creature. Vermin. You're sure if you saw yourself in the mirror, you'd go mad. You can't live like this. You crawl to the edge of the property and throw yourself off the cliff. The last thing you feel is the beautiful, refreshing breeze on your skin.
You died. You have no mouth, and you must scream.
Well, I hated that. Okay, so we're back in the run where, like, we were just trying to be nice all the way through. We're just gonna ask him to, like, shower with us, grab it to free ourselves, grab his wrist. We're just going to restrain him for now and silence him. You shove a cleaning rag in his mouth. Be quiet! Florentin looks at you with nothing but pure, undiluted hatred. Gustav kicks down the door. He bursts in and rushes towards you like a bull. You barely have time to react. He snatches your body off of Florentin and slams you into the bathroom wall with all the supernatural force he can master. The impact is so powerful that it shatters the tiles. Several of your bones are definitely broken. Your body crumples on the floor. Gustav steps to the side and lets Florentin through to face you. His face is completely blank as he nonchalantly slides his perfect fingertips down your face. What the hell? Your head explodes into an artistic splatter on the wall. Did I just become a Jackson Pollock painting?
You died. Silenced.
Okay, so this next one's pretty easy. Just grab the skizzers and I'm just gonna wait. Just gonna wait.
It makes contact.
Immediately, you can feel the pulsating strength of his magic from just a quick graze of his fingers.
It crackles through you like a shockwave.
You recoil from the touch and hit the back of your head on the tile. You can feel your organs squirming and dancing inside your body, grinding over each other in unnatural ways, unable to find stillness. What do they want to become? Florentin retracts his hand and lowers it to his side. Something thick creeps and winds up your throat, clogging the airways.
See what happens when we misbehave?
He neatly sidesteps, and you bolt past him, clawing red marks all over your neck to get that thing out. You heave and work your throat in strained gas so you can throw up and stop the choking. But instead of vomit, it comes out long and red and thick and meaty. Are those your intestines?
You clutch your chest. You're losing oxygen.
Oh, you throw up more of your guts, but they never stop coming. Like those magician's tricks with those colored handkerchiefs. They go on and on. Raw ropes of organ flesh that your throat just seems to constrict tighter and tighter around you as you try to eject it. It forms a snake-like pile on the floor with blood splattering underneath it. Florentin crouches down in front of you, eyes crinkled, an expression of mirth on his face.
Oh my, I wonder how long it goes.
He grips her intestines firmly and keeps yanking them out. Ugh, you can feel the motion rip through your throat hole, burning the edges with friction. Tears start to well in your eyes. You take one desperate gasp of air, but it's no use. You're asphyxiated. You collapse onto a pile of your own entrails. You died. Beautiful on the inside. Okay, so we are gonna have a shower with Gustav now, so I'm just gonna go with it. Gustav herds you into the bathroom with his customary lifeless pushiness. When you slow down to check out your surroundings, he merely shoves you along. Your eyes flit across the bathroom. You hate being stuck alone with this guy, but maybe there's an opportunity here. Your legs are free, and there's only one of these guys to deal with. Unlike your room, there are no cameras around. You doubt Florentin will be the type to lurk outside the bathroom door. From what you can tell, he has a habit of lounging about when he's not working. You spot a pair of scissors on the counter. Maybe you can fight with something. Grab the scissors! You snatch the scissors. Gustav spots you. With how compromised your hand is, he plucks a pair of scissors from your grasp and easily stabs it into your head, killing you instantly. You died! Brawn versus bigger brawn. Yeah, I'm not gonna grab the scissors. Okay, you shake the thought out of your mind. Just the attempt will cost you your life. You step into the shower with him. You think about kicking his feet, making it slip in the soapy water, but he's planted there like a tree. He scrubs you from head to toe. You feel like your skin's getting peeled back with sandpaper. It's an extremely unpleasant experience,
grating down any sensitivity you have left. After the shower, he steers you out. There goes your big chance. As you step out, you almost slip on a puddle. Okay, I fell. You crash onto the floor.
Wait. With Gustav looming over you.
Trip him! You wrap your feet around his ankle and trip him up. He topples backwards, unwieldy form battering against the sink. He's down! He's down! You need to think fast. Skizzers! You grab the skizzers, and I exit. You dash through the door, throwing it open in a burst. Florentin gets up from the couch. You run past him, only narrowly dodging his hand. Antoine! Our guest is loose! Quickly! Shit. You shrug off your ropes and steal the car keys from his living room. You bolt out of the house, unused knees, screaming at you as you push your body to its limit on life-saving adrenaline alone. Antoine's next to an incinerator, burning your soiled clothes, and dashes towards you as you're making a beeline for the car. Try to shake him off. As Antoine goes to tackle you, you start running unpredictably until you can reach Florentin's car, which is miraculously unlocked. You start the car. Go, go, go! It roars to life. You drive back, slamming the rear bumper into Antoine, who you hear bounce off the truck before pushing the gas pedal to the floor and accelerating. The car jitters onto the uneven terrain, but otherwise handles pretty smoothly. You hear Florentin shout in outrage, calling for you, but neither of his dolls can outpace a good, reliable car. Did I? As the cabin shrinks in the rearview mirror, you exhale in disbelief. You got out of there. You really did it! You're sure Florentin will hunt you for as long as you both live, so you need to prepare for that. You need to go into hiding. Fast. Maybe this long trek in the woods on foot will give you all the time you need to get some distance. You survived by the skin of your teeth. Okay, so for ending 19 and 20, it requires us to get into the bathroom with Floor, and we're gonna grab the skizzers, grab his wrist, we're going to restrain him, finish up the rope work, and we're gonna take our one chance and leave with him. You two emerge from the bathroom. You press the scissors to Florentin's neck and look Gustav in the eye. Don't even think about it, buddy. You snatch his car keys from the living room and lead him outside. Antoine spots you two from his post at the incinerator, but he freezes as soon as he notices Florentin's condition. You dump him in the passenger seat of the car. You check the rear view mirror. Gustav and Antoine are on standby, waiting for you to screw up. You start the car and drive off. It's a bit difficult doing it with one hand, but you manage. The cabin shrinks in the distance. Florentin raises his chin impetuously. You're taking me to the police station, I presume. Yeah, so you can rot in jail. Unexpectedly, he smiles. It unsettles you. Behind you, you can see flickering orange flames and smoke. Your eyes widen. The dolls! They burned the entire cabin down. All that evidence. Gone forever. God damn it! Over the next 6 months, Florentin takes you to court. He accuses you of kidnapping and assaulting him, and burning his home down. You try to reason with the judge and prove that you were kidnapped first, that he was a smiling doctor, but Florentin's legal team is full of vicious, bloodthirsty wolves, and they rip up your arguments mercilessly. He wins the court case against you by a landslide. You remember that day. He was dressed in a pristine black and white suit. The sun bounced off his glossy hair like a halo. The jury was easily charmed by his looks and his educated speech, probably because of that freaking accent, tamed into submission or infatuation. A red-headed man with eyes as sharp as knives never left his side. You haven't heard him speak once, but he'd lean down to Florentin or his lawyer's ear, and they would listen to him with rapt attention. You suspect that he'd been the one controlling your trial, like a skilled puppeteer. The rest of you were just actors, playing your parts. You never stood a chance. The judge sentenced you to 10 years in prison. No, not again! Florentin bent down to whisper something in passing. That last time you saw each other. You can't forget what he said. Better luck next time. You survived. It was all for nothing. Alright, now we gotta risk getting evidence first. You two leave the bathroom. You press the scissors to Florentin's neck and look Gustav in the eye. Don't even think about it, buddy. You circle him, careful not to provoke him into action as you navigate Florentin through his house. It's a huge risk, but escaping isn't going to do much if Florentin continues to walk free. You drag him downstairs. Your eyes dart around the room. You remember the pile of evidence you saw on the first day. You can barely carry any personal effects right now, so you jam a videotape and a journal into his lab coat pocket. You acquire evidence. My research notes? You bastard! Back right up. You snatch his car keys from the living room and lead him outside. Antoine spots you two from his post at the incinerator, but he freezes as soon as he notices Florentin's condition. You dump him in the passenger seat of the car. You check the rear view mirror. Gustav and Antoine are on standby, waiting for you to screw up. You start the car and drive off. It's a bit difficult doing it with one hand, but you manage. The cabin shrinks in the distance. Florentin raises his chin impetuously. You're taking me to the police station, I believe. Yeah, so you can rot in jail. He grits his teeth. I will spend every waking moment of my life hunting you. Remember that. Yeah, we'll see how good your attempts are in prison. Behind you, you can see flickering orange flames and smoke. Your eyes widen. The dolls! They burned the entire cabin down! You grit your teeth. Thank God you left with something. Nobody would have believed you otherwise. I'm bringing him to justice, Emily. Back in the city, your department files a case against Florentin. Despite the power of Florentin's legal team, you have enough conclusive evidence to swing the jury in your favor. Sadly, the evidence was limited severely by the fire, so they can only judge him based on what was presented. The French embassy interfered with the trials too, claiming America didn't have the right to try French citizens like this. Remember the death glare he gave you after the court ruling? And then, the calm that followed. Florentin was swiftly deported back to France to undergo further investigation. It's been a month. The feeling of unease doesn't go away. Florentin is still out there, and you don't know where he is. I will spend every moment of my waking life hunting you. You wonder if this constant sensation of eyes burrowing into your back is just paranoia, some sort of acquired PTSD, or if he really is tracking you in the darkness. You wake up in your home one night and find Gustav towering over your sleeping form, his rotting hands around your neck. You try to kick and fight, but you're eventually overpowered. He crushes your windpipe. You died. Justice is served, but at what cost? Anyway, we are on a different run right now. We have lowered our sanity by struggling twice. But this time, we are not going to risk it just yet. Okay, we're not going to stab him just yet. We will get him to come into the shower with us, okay? And we grab the scissors. You picked up the scissors. You snip off your restraints. And this time we are going to kidnap him. You hold him down with your body weight as you gather up the rope from the floor. Don't move. He wiggles his arms and spits in your face in outrage. There's hurt behind his eyes. Screw you! He then screams at the top of his lungs, his voice scratching at his throat. Gustav! Antoine! God damn it. Oh, okay, over here. We are supposed to finish up the rope work here, so yeah, yoink. You finish tying him up. Gustav kicks down the door, but Florentin's now tight and secure. You tie his rope around your hips and pick up the scissors on the counter, pressing the blade to his porcelain neck. Skip it right along. Check the freezer before you leave. You could leave. You drag Florentin downstairs instead, back into the guts of his house. You hear it again, that damnable mechanical hum. You hurl open the freezer and immediately throw up on the floor, all the contents of your stomach spiraling in sickly yellow-green. Emily's decapitated head sits on one of the shelves, her skin pale and covered with icy veins, eyes distant and lifeless. You're stunned into silence. You gather her head into your arms, cradling her like the day she was born, when your mother graced you with the only good thing she ever gave you. You kiss her forehead, but instead of that fragrant baby scent, your lips meet ice. Oh my God. Kill him, freaking kill him, or... Yeah, you know what? I think the kill works best here. You put her back into the fridge so she doesn't rot. You roar until your voice turns hoarse as you stab the pair of scissors into his eye. Blood spurts out, splattering all over your hand, sticky and slick and so hot compared to everything else in this cold, unfeeling basement. You yank the scissors out with a ripping squelch and start to snip and slice his cheeks, his delicate eyelids, his nose, his lips, just all over his face until it's nothing but red cuts and viscera. You goddamn! Oh, he died too fast. You wanted him to hurt more. He deserves an eternity of suffering in hell for what he did to her! A shadow looms behind you. Thud. You died. I've come home. I'm so cold. Okay, so for the next ending, we are supposed to bring her back. You said... You swallow. You can bring people back, right? I can turn her into one of my dolls. She won't be sentient, yet. But I'm learning every day, Lion. He steps towards you. Despite his vulnerable situation, his eyes hold nothing but deep understanding, beautiful and glittering under the artificial light, like a scene amidst snowfall. You want to bring Emily back. I want to bring my Aunt Cosette back, too. We are united in this. His Aunt Cosette? There is another woman's head in the freezer. He gets on his tiptoes and kisses your cheek. Your breath hitches. We don't have to fight. We can work together. I know what it's like to lose someone so precious that you'd do anything to get them back too. Your eyes meet. For once, it feels like you two are finally seeing eye to eye, as equals. You cut him loose and drop the pair of scissors onto the ground. Hours later, he finishes reconstructing a new body for Emily from spare body parts. He even amputated Antoine to put her arm back. It's not perfect, but she can talk in her same old voice and look at you with her big, innocent eyes again. It's not lost on you that Florentin was the cause of all this, but he brought her back too. You really did it. You hate him, you love him, you tremble before the enormity of his power and potential. Whatever you're feeling about him, you know, there's no one else that has the ability to play between life and death like he can. You need to help him so you can bring your loved ones back together. You survived. We are one and the same. Okay, right now we're going for ending 23, and for this, we don't grab the scissors, okay, whatever. We are supposed to say yes, okay, skip right along. Wait, do you believe in the human soul? This choice doesn't really matter, so I'm just gonna go with yes. Oh, this choice also doesn't matter. Can you let me go after this? You and I both know that isn't possible. He rubs your arm up and down, thinking. But perhaps, after this, we can discuss other arrangements. Now, I don't intend to lose you, so I will attach to you an enchantment that can pull you back. Got it. This also doesn't matter. I don't want to break her heart. God damn. Looks so awesome. Whatever. Understand. And grab Emily. You swim upwards and grab Emily's crystal before you pull your ribbon. You disintegrate into butterflies, cradling her crystal in the middle of the swarm. You resurface. Both of you do. What? Where am I? Emily? Is that you? Lion? You're here too? Huh? Oh dear. Shithead, don't fucking talk! You did this! Wait! You're defending him? He killed me! I'm not defending him, alright? You just need to calm down. Calm down? We're both in the same body! What are we supposed to do now? Florentin, can you transfer her or something? This is far beyond what I know how to work with and what I understand. But it is certainly fascinating. I'd like to study both of you, if you'll allow. Once I learn about her condition, perhaps I can figure out a way to transfer her. Screw you! I won't be part of your crazy experiments again! Emily bites your own tongue, really grinding it until the tip is crushed. Blood drools down your lower lip, puddling onto your chest. Your body convulses, wills fighting each other for dominance. Oh, for God's sake, I need some sort of gag! Florentin springs to his feet and runs upstairs, presumably to find a nuzzle of some sort. Emily keeps trying to chomp through your tongue. She continues clamping down painfully, spluttering blood out like a leaky faucet. You push and rattle to resist it, like a poltergeist in your own body, but she's jittery, frantic. She's never been more scared in her life. Before you or Florentin can stop her, she finally destroys his sensitive nerve, killing you both for good. You share every sensation of death. You died. Twins conjoined. Okay, for this next ending, we're going to need to understand 3 times, and then just let the timer run out. It doesn't matter. You are in so much pain. Come back home. We'll take care of you. You are in so much pain. You wonder if it would be better to just give in. The harsh light of Source sucks you in like a vacuum. Before it can subsume you into its mass, the ribbon around your neck jerks you backward like a tightened noose. You choke. You can't take them! They're mine! The surroundings darken. While Source is infinitely welcoming and warm, the place you came from spreads a cold, inhospitable chill through your bone marrow. Fear infects you like a disease, but you also experience an overwhelming feeling of love and possessiveness. Florentin's silhouette swarms in front of you, all jagged and demonic. He embraces you in a vice grip and pulls you back to reality. You wake up, gasping for air. The sounds of various machinery in the room assault your ears. You feel like you just stepped out of a deep pool, and your limbs are heavy. Your head is killing you. You don't feel so good. Can we skip? Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna see what happens if I choose, at least try here. If that is what you wish. I have to reiterate, this could be lethal to you. You could literally explode. Your throat is dry. I can't live like this, Florentin. I'm screwed either way. He takes a deep breath. Of course, I'll try. For you. He takes your hand into his own. His magic ebbs into you, flowing in a rhythmic vibration. Your body starts to resemble itself again. He was wrong. He can do this! You did it! You stop. You burp out. You can't stop burping, feeling bile rise up in your throat. Florentin leaps up to his feet and backtracks, gesturing for Gustav to go to him. He hides behind him. He's overreacting. There's nothing to be... You died! Kaboom! Florentin darts out from behind Gustav and throws himself on the bed, gathering your viscera into his hands in heaping, blood-soaked, spongy bundles that bubble and pop. The meat slips between his fingers, wet sacks of it plopping back onto the sheets. No! No! No!
He clutches his head in a panic. No brain, no heart, I can't! He presses his palms to his face and stays there for a long while. Okay, I think I know where I went wrong. Like, I maxed out his affection points earlier on. So for now, I'm going to see what happens if we say, like, are you going to carve me? Yes. He pokes your nose. They cut through your tension, and you blink. If I get good at it, perhaps I'll be able to put you back together again. You frown. You don't think that's funny. He laughs anyway. He checks the camera, then fixes up the lighting to get a better look at your face. Right then. Okay, skip it right along, and I'll see you after the shower scene. We are gonna shower with Gustav. What if I said you are quite frankly insane? He smiles. Sanity is a privilege I can never afford, my dear. Now, I don't intend to lose you, so I will attach to you an enchantment that could pull you back. Got it. So I go into the void, and I understand, and I'm gonna let this happen. Just gotta let it happen. You are in so much pain. Got it. I know. You are incinerated with all the heat of the sun. Okay. You wake up. You know you're not supposed to be here anymore. You feel anchored, stuck. Stand. Your body stands. What? Florentin scribbles something on his clipboard. Well, you're functional at least. How are you? Can you talk? You try to open your mouth, but you can't. You realize you're trapped in your own mind, but the rest of it is dominated by Florentin's magic. You can't do anything. You're completely at his mercy. Is this what's happening to Gustav and Antoine too? You want to glance at them, but you can't even move your eyes. Say your name. Lion. It's so odd, hearing yourself talk without doing it yourself. You feel fear creep in the back of your skull, trickling and crawling like fingernails. No matter how much you fight to move your muscles on your own, nothing budges. It's not that different from debilitating sleep paralysis. Well, you'll do, I suppose, but I'm already sick of your face for now. What a massive failure. He sighs and waves you off. Go. Make me a cup of coffee. Am I now an intern? He sits back down, rubbing the side of his head as he pores through his books. You go make him a cup of coffee. You survived. A prisoner of the flesh. Okay, for this next ending, we're supposed to just not understand anything. The thought flutters in your mind and flits away as soon as it arrives. You can't remember what it is, but it felt important. Don't lead him here, whatever. I'm not doing any of this. You are in so much pain. I know, it hurts, no. Its light reaches out to you, like sunspots, and pulls you back in. In real life, the heart monitor stops. You don't come back. The experiment was a failure. Florentin makes a recording of the attempt, and then reuses your body for spare parts. You don't care, though. You're finally home. You died. Divine bliss. Okay, apparently we're supposed to shower with Gustav again, so we're just gonna go with it. We're not gonna grab the scissors. We're not gonna catch ourselves. However, we are going to trip him. You wrap your feet around his ankle and trip him up. He topples backwards, unwieldy form, battering against the sink. He's down. Well, doesn't matter, because we're exiting the bathroom. You dash through the door, throwing it open in a burst. Florentin gets up from the couch. You run past him, only narrowly dodging his hand. And we skip ahead. You take the car keys with your teeth. You bolt out of the house, unused knees screaming at you as you push your body to its limits on life-saving adrenaline alone. Antoine's next to an incinerator, burning your soiled clothes, and dashes towards you as you're making a beeline for the car. Okay, this doesn't really matter, so I gotta go straight. Duck! Antoine tackles you to the ground. You go back to the wretched basement again. Gustav gets you dressed up. You peek at Florentin behind him. He seems to be flipping through one of his grimoires. From the frustration in his face, you can tell he's not getting much reading done. Are you hungry?
Yeah?
Oh, that's too bad, isn't it? Perhaps next time you wouldn't be so eager to slight the person who feeds you, no? Gustav straps you back down onto the bed. You frown and glare at the ceiling.
You hate this place.
You are... Florentin laughs, dusting himself off. He's shaking with anger. You're quite the fortunate one, aren't you? We are at an important juncture in my research. If not for that, you would be 6 feet under by now, you insufferable brat! You try to move your face, but he sinks his sharp fingernails into the hollow of your cheek, forcing you to look at him. Your eyes meet nothing but black, unforgiving void. Repeat after me. I, Lion.
Spit in his face!
Florentin apathetically wipes your spit from his nose. He gets onto the bed and crawls on top of you, hands and legs on each side, until he's right above your face. You can feel his hot breath tickling your cheek.
Okay, look, I wish I could reciprocate, but I need to get all the endings. Oh God, like this'll be so hot otherwise.
Your eyes bug out. What is he doing? He sits down on your chest and presses his knee against your throat.
Oh God, you can feel it crushing your windpipe.
He runs his hand through his hair and stares up at the ceiling, taking deep breaths as you fight for each of your own. He smiles at you, perfectly shark-like and predatory. I have a theory that the secret to life can be seen at the edge of death. Simply put, a near-death experience. I was going to ask you to die, a brief death, just enough to see what's on the other side. But perhaps I don't need to ask anymore. He pushes himself up, practically kneeling, all his weight on your neck. He's quite skinny. On the other day, you could push him off easily, but right now, you have no choice but to endure his abuse. You sputter. Your body reflexively thrashes to try and get him off. Survival instinct running on autopilot, but your restraints hold you in place. Now, with all the grace I'm capable of, I ask you, will you partake in my experiment willingly? Or...
Oh, he digs the heavy, sharp bones of his knees into the corner of your throat.
Your windpipe feels like it's about to cave in. Will you choose death under my knee right now?
He won't kill you, will he? He needs you.
With how glacial his expression is, you're not sure. Choose.
No.
Wrong answer. Try again. You shake your head.
You're red in the face, but you choose to hang to your dignity.
You pass out. You don't wake up. You died. Your body couldn't take much more of this.
Right, for the rest of the endings, we need to make sure that his affection points are low, so I think we may be able to continue from here, so I'm gonna say yes.
Yes, what?
Yes, I'll do your experiment!
He lifts his knee. You desperately gasp for air, heaving and coughing, a faint whistling coming from your abused throat. He slips off you with a muted, disinterested expression, like nothing happened, and moves to the side to fetch some equipment.
Your throat feels like a sore, throbbing wound.
As he untangles the cords, he continues talking. The many reported cases of people who were clinically dead.
Okay, got it. How do you know I won't die? Whatever, all this doesn't matter. Okay, looks awesome. Understand. I pulled a ribbon.
You shouldn't take him here. You pull the ribbon. Your body disintegrates into thousands of butterflies. They fly back in a swarm to the surface. You wake up, gasping for air. The sounds of various machinery in the room assault your ears to skip right along. I hope tomorrow shall be better for us. No more antics, all right? Good night. He flips the light switch off. You sleep like the dead.
Day 5. Okay, skipping right along. Oh, and okay, I think I should save here. What's going to happen to me now?
I think, at this point, it's better if we end our relationship here. A shame. Can't even use you for spare parts. What a waste of flesh. At least I learned something, one way or another.
He trails off, as if you're not freaking there in the room with him, listening to him right now. You're going to kill me? Can't believe what you're hearing. You knew intellectually that He was going to kill you, but not like this.
He's just gonna put you down to sleep like a dog?
You want to protest, but you can barely move from your position.
What an anticlimactic finish!
He closes your eyes with his bare fingers. You can feel his magic thrum into you like a warm embrace.
Sleep. I hope you have beautiful, wonderful dreams.
You died. Put down like a dog.
Okay, now for ending 29, and for this, okay, most of our choices don't really matter. What does matter is that when we're here, we are supposed to glare at the camera, and I'm just gonna skip right along and show you some of the choices which do matter. Okay, over here, we're supposed to calm down and sleep, and then we're supposed to snap at it, we're supposed to struggle more. And yeah, over here, I feel like crap thanks to you. We've already seen all that. And then, are you the person who kidnapped my sister? We've already seen all this. You're just lying to make me feel better. Okay, whatever. We're gonna let this happen. And then, none of these choices matter. So are you going to carve me?
Yes. He pokes your nose. That cuts through the tension. And you blink.
If I get good at it, perhaps I'll be able to put you back together again.
You frown. You don't think that's funny.
He laughs anyway.
He checks the camera, then fixes up the lighting to get a better look at your face. Right then, skipping right along. And after that, we're on day 4. And over here, okay, so we are supposed to just go with it. Don't grab the scissors. We don't catch ourselves. We trip him. Okay, now over here, we're supposed to exit the bathroom. And this doesn't matter, so whatever. Wait, what was the question? Are you hungry? Doesn't matter, so yes, you don't care. He slams his book shut and sits next to you on the bed. He leans down, his sweet smile present on his face, but there's a raging hatred behind his eyes. He rubs his thumb on your lips before tracing it down, brushing the tip of your chin and settling on your cheek.
You are quite the chore to keep, darling. Is that what you want me to think?
I never wanted to be here in the first place, he sighs.
Just when I thought we were getting along.
He runs the back of his fingers along your chest, down to your stomach. His eyes study your body.
It would be cumbersome if I had to remove your feet, even though it's quite the headache to have you run, but you don't need 2 hands.
He grabs you by the wrist. Okay! His power ebbs past your skin and seeps down to your bone. Your wrists start to shrink before your hand and arm separate completely, clean and without the fuss of the last amputation. He scoops the hand up from the bed and inspects it. You're horrified.
What on earth are you gonna do with 2 stumps? How can you escape now?
You lost your remaining hand. He seems to look pleased by the dawning fear in your expression. He stores your hand away in the freezer.
Oh, this...
Eventually, Florentin sits back down at his desk, moving his lamp so he can read his grimoire better.
Humor me this. Where do you think human sapiens comes from?
Okay. You quirk your eyebrow at him. You're not in the mood to entertain him right now, but you don't have a choice.
Perhaps that's too nebulous of a question.
Got it. I believe in the soul. How do you know I won't die? Okay, and over here it looks awesome. And then I understand. We leave Florentin. Okay, whatever.
I remember a bright white light. It was the source of everything.
His eyes widen.
What does that mean?
I don't know, just everything created. Past, present, future. It was a beautiful crystal at the very end of the universe.
Fascinating. I couldn't see anything, but I believe I can guide my magic back there, now that you've led the way. I would kiss you if I didn't find you so repulsive right now. Still, thank you for taking me there.
Even with its words, you can't help but get the impression that you just did something irreparably evil, and can we skip ahead?
Now you can rest.
Florentin decides to wrap up this session. He pushes the machines back into the corner to give you space. You feel so bad, but you can't verbalize what's wrong. Can we skip? Oh, god damn.
Okay, I made one mistake. I was supposed to shake him off.
As Antoine goes to tackle you, start running unpredictably until you reach Florentin's car, which is miraculously unlocked. You try to angle your mouth to insert the key into the ignition, but you keep missing. You don't know what the game plan was here, but... So how the hell are you supposed to drive a car while you're still tied up? God damn it! The door opens. Antoine hauls you from the driver's seat, your legs dragging in the dirt. You feel like a stupid child. You go back to the wretched basement again. Gustav gets you dressed up. Okay, and God freaking damn it, I have to go through all of this all over again. It looks awesome. I understand. Guide him to the source. And now, what's going to happen to me? He snaps out of his thoughts and looks at you with disgust.
Isn't it obvious? You've outlived your use.
He brandishes his scalpel and jabs into your throat without warning. The thin, precise blade feels both like a needle and a knife. You gurgle out blood. It spurts all over his red glove.
You don't even deserve a gentle death.
He twists. There's only ice behind his eyes, simple and clean, while you die messy and complicated.
You're nothing but an eyesore to me. At least you can entertain me as you perish.
Your eyes roll to the back of your head as you gurgle out the red of your insides for him. It draws out agonizingly long as you writhe and convulse underneath your bindings without a voice, like a lab rat. You died.
Outlived your use.
Okay, now that we've got all 30 endings here, what we gotta do is go back to the first route we did, which was, I believe it's supposed to be the true ending where it puts our brain in a jar. Okay, goes through the credits. Okay, and there's apparently a secret ending at the end of this. So let's see what happens here.
You open your eyes. My love, welcome back.
He throws himself into your arms. Behind him, an almost fantastical sight. Emily, Gustav, Antoine, and a fourth person, a woman, bearing Florentin's own face. Each one of them stands in wait, placid and obedient. It's almost like a fairy tale ending. Everyone alive and well, but the stench of decay in the room makes you retch like nothing else. Corpses on top of corpses, their flesh contorted into unnatural shapes, bleeding into the room like overgrowth. Even with his excitement and the almost religious glow of his devotion, you can't help but feel odd. You aren't like yourself. You're uncanny, perverse, a grotesque amalgamation of different people coalescing into a singular monstrosity. What have you become? And that's the ending. Anyway, that was Pygmalion's Folly. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys do want to play this for yourselves, link to the game will be in the description below. And I just love this game. If I had to actually point someone in the direction of a murder sim, okay, this is the game I will point them towards, because while it does feature some incredibly dark topics and some intense scenes, I'd have to say, it is incredibly well written and it's not confusing to navigate, okay? Like, it's not frustrating to play, which is the important thing for me, because quite a number of them are just incredibly frustrating. But if you do need a guide, the game page does feature a guide so that you guys can actually just play through it for yourselves. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.